What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the next video on learning C++. My name is QDS Dani and you guys watching my channel Kroywood. In this video we're going to introduce you guys about the vector. What is vector? If this sounds alien to you guys, or if you guys don't know what is vector, vector is just like array that can be shrink or can grow or shrink. So first, before we begin vector, I'm going to introduce you guys what is STL. STL stands for standard template libraries or libraries, whatever. And STL has three classes. The first one is container classes, and the second one is iterator, and the third one is algorithms. So now there is you guys might be familiar with templates. We've done templates, and now you guys might be thinking the standard template, because it has a template, is part of core C++. This is not a part of core C++ library. It has been invented by programmers and making it easier for template, because the template by itself is a part of core C++ library, but not the STL, because now the STL is also everywhere. Wherever you guys learn C++, you guys learn the STL as well, because STL is like a generic code. It makes the code reusability very fast. It makes code like accessing or reusing the code just like a vector. As I said to you guys, it's like an array that can grow and shrink. It's just, but we cannot do that with array, because arrays are fixed in C++. Alright, so that's briefly I'm gonna there is something called STL, which stands for standard template libraries, and it has a container classes, has a iterator class, algorithm class. So it has three, and now the vector comes inside the container classes. Now you guys might be wondering, what is the container class? A container is simply an object that contains other objects. So that's the definition of the container inside the STL. A container is simply an object that contains other objects. A container is homogeneous. So if you guys see the container as homogeneous, if all objects are the same type, just like array. Example, arrays and stacks, because stacks is, you guys has to be the same, otherwise heterogeneous. Otherwise, if it's contain other objects, because here is we are saying that the container is simply an object that contains other objects. And by other objects we mean sometimes the other objects going to be like numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and sometimes it's going to be the numbers, or sometimes it's going to be 1 2 3 numbers, then it's going to be A B C whatever, then it's going to be A, then it's going to be object, for example, just like a string, and it can be anything. So now it's going to sometimes going to be like this, so objects within objects, and sometimes it's going to be list. So whatever you guys going to get is going to be, if you guys don't get the same type, just like 1 2 3 is our you guys get A B C, or string, whatever you guys get, that's heterogeneous. All right, so now arrays are just like arrays. We've seen array. What is array? So we've, throughout this we're learning C++, I have introduced you guys array. So you guys can define your array size. What size do you guys want? Say for example you guys want the size 10, or you guys want the size 5, whatever you guys want, you guys can define it, and C++ reserve that memory in reserve that space inside the memory, because the first one to begin with, arrays are fixed in C++. Arrays do not grow or shrink. So once you guys define that one, that's it. For example, you guys making a program, and you guys making an array of character, and you guys putting say you put the name. For example, you're working for the company, and you guys creating array of the size 20. If you guys observe here the size 20, and you guys telling that for and you guys putting inside your program C in, and you guys telling that to put your name. You guys asking that number to, say for example I'm gonna put C out, please enter your number, please your name. So if you are asking user to please enter your name, And now here we have defined that the name, which is the data type character, and we put the size 20. All right, so now here our cin takes the value from the user, which is the name. What if someone's gonna come in with this much name, for example, and I guarantee you guys that there are guys there in this planet Earth that have a very long name. Some guys I've seen with the 28 or 25 character names. So if someone comes in, Mr. XYZ comes in, and Mr. ABC all the way to ZZ comes in and put his name, and what's going to happen? Then your program crashes. I guarantee your program crashes. It cannot handle the same size, name size. What happens then? The buffer overflow follows. Your program crash is gonna get buggy, or sometime it's gonna leak memory. The entire structure of your program is gonna crash. So what's the solution then? The solution is you guys use the vectors. So the vectors are dynamic arrays. Wouldn't it be nice if you guys put a vector, say for example vector, say for example it's going to be char, and you guys just put a name. That's it. That's all you guys gotta do. And if this Mr. Very long name come in and put in this much character, 28 character, then the vector grows to 28 long. Say then if another guy come in with only few name, say ABA, ABBA, some people have ABBA, or some people have a very long short name, so like Mrs. B in America. So I think if you guys don't know Mrs. B, go and search on the internet about Mrs. B. She's an awesome lady, and she's inspiration for a lot of people who wants to start a business, or who want to do something useful in their lives. Okay, so if someone come in with like a Mrs. B, you guys can put in Mrs. B, then our array is going to shrink to only one, and maybe only 4 or 5, because very short name. Or someone come in Mr. Bean with 1 2 3 4, then our array is going to shrink to just 4 element. So this is the array vector, because the array's vector can grow like this guy here, or can shrink like this guy here, or as I said to you guys, like a Mrs. B here, only one character. Alright, so as I said to you guys, vectors are dynamic array, and is an indexed sequence of objects of the same type. The vector class supports dynamic arrays, and the vector name is from mathematics. If you guys wondering where the vector name coming from, that's from mathematics, because I do mathematics as well, and I tell you guys that a lot of things you guys learn inside the programming is coming from the mathematics, like integer. All the numbers systems that you guys doing, that's coming from mathematics, like a matrix. If you guys don't know the matrices or matrix, if you guys want to learn programming, you guys going to use a matrix, but this matrix is exactly the same as you guys see that inside the computer program. If you guys want to learn about the matrix, you guys go and learn Boolean algebra or statistics. There is a language that which I made for you guys. There's language that which I uploaded on YouTube called R. It's from statistics, but if you guys want to learn about the matrix, that's the best language for you guys to learn, because R is basically built on mathematics. It's complete mathematics, but you guys gonna do the programming in mathematics style. Alright, so the vector class support dynamic arrays. So vector name is from mathematics, referring to 3-dimensional points. So x is equal to x1, x2, and x3. So keep in mind that's 3-dimensional points inside the mathematics. This come from mathematics. Vectors can grow and shrink itself as necessary, as we said to you guys, and vector is defined in the header file. You guys needs to put a vectors on top. Say like I did that, so including the IO stream, IO main, input output manipulation, and OS stream, C string, and vector. You guys needs to put it here. Whatever you guys do STL, you guys needs to put here. Whatever, if you guys don't do algorithms or iteration, whatever, you guys needs to put it on top. Alright, so that's what that one's done. New vectors you guys can put it on top, and you guys needs to put a vector, and that's what I said to you guys. You guys need to put a data type as we've done it on top. Say we have done it here. We have a vector of the data type character, and we put the name here. So you guys need to put a and any name you guys like, XYZ, ABC, Isaac Newton, you guys, whatever you guys like, George Bush, maybe Biden, whatever you guys like to put anything, as long as is you guys like the name. So, and make sure you guys don't put any sort of numbers which is going to confuse you guys, or any abbreviation or anything. Just in a program, you guys make sure you guys going to put a real world names that you guys gonna understand later on when you guys coming after 3 months or 4 months. Then you guys gonna be scratching your head what it's supposed to mean. So if you guys gonna put a vector, for example, weird things, say F or XYZ, then you guys gonna be wondering what's this about, why we put this vector here, vector name. Okay, so the first one is a vector of the type inside is a data type of integer, and we put an age. You guys can put anything else, and it's a zero length vector. This is a zero length vector, so I'm gonna highlight again. It's a zero length vector. It's a default constructor empty vector. So when you guys going to see that as a default constructor for empty vector. If you guys are going to see vector of the some data types here and just a name, it means that it's a zero length vector, and it's a default constructor empty vector. And the second one here, vector of you guys going to see that's a little bit different. It has a data type versus character, and we put an X, which we put a name, and we put a 10 here. So you guys can put an age, XYZ, whatever you guys want to do. It's a 10, and it creates a 10 elements of data type char vector. So if you guys can put a data type char vector. So, and the second one, if you guys going to see like that, a vector, then it's going to be some sort of data type here, and I have a name here and put some sort of number, then it creates a 10 elements of data type character vector. So the vector char, the same one, is we have a name here, and it has a 10, and it has a A. If you guys observe here, the A is inside this single quote, which makes it string, initialize 5 element character vector. Keep in mind, character is string and is array of characters. So string and character, and don't be confused with the string, is the same. So you guys want to do character which accept this one, or you guys gonna char which is gonna accept this one, our string is gonna be the same. So vector of the type int, you guys looking here, they have we put a my age, then we put inside the bracket this age, which is also the type int. It creates int vector from the int vector, so it's a vector within a vector. The last one, look at here, it's we put already on top vector of the type data type int. We put a name, and here at the bottom vector we put a data type int, and we put a my age, and it's going to be the age. Alright, so the following defined inside the vector. So you guys going to see inside the vector the equal to you guys going to see the comparison operator. You guys going to see the less than operator, less than or equal to, not equal to, greater than equal to, because whatever you guys going to put the size of the vector, you guys are going to need this one. Say for example the size is 1, 2, 3, whatever you guys going to put the size, you guys not gonna need all of them, because you guys needs to put some sort of operation with the iterator. And if iterators inside the vector, if you guys want to access element inside the vector, you guys needs the iterator. So an iterator is a little bit after the vector. We're gonna explain to you guys about the iterators, but keep in mind iterators are something that you guys, if you guys want to access the elements of the vector, you guys needs to have a iterator. An iterator and a container, it works with the algorithm. So big algorithms, iterator connects the algorithm to the containers. So vector has some important member functions. So keep in mind that inside the vector there are some predefined functions, and the first one, there are a lot of them, but I just only few of them which is very useful, keep in mind. And the first one is going to be the size, and as the name suggests, it's going to be the current size of the vector. whatever the vector here, the current size, because this here is the size 0 and here is the size 10, and begin and the end and insert erase is very everyday English words. You guys don't need to, this one doesn't need the explanation. You guys gonna be thinking why Mr. Yazdan is gonna explain begin, because begin is begin, end is end, insert is when you guys put in some sort of element, and erase or delete when you guys want to delete something. So now here is pushback. Now you're gonna be thinking, what is pushback? So you go, when you guys gonna put an X and when you guys put a dot, as you explained to you guys in the previous videos, that dot you guys can access the member functions. So pushback, if you look in here, so here you guys need to write like this. The reason I put it like that is for readability purposes. Is for example, if you guys gonna put a pushback, so I'm gonna put a 30. So if you guys going to see like this, x dot pushback 30, once element position gets its first element, that element position can be accessed by a square bracket of notations. So once the element of the vector gets its element position gets its first element, that element position can be accessed by the square bracket notation inside. Say for example, we're going to do say for loop, and we want to iterate through the our vector, then we can use this one. And I'm going to explain to you guys why I put this one here, because if you guys say for example, if you have a vector of the size of the type integer, and we put it for example x. All right, now we're going to come here and at the bottom, and we're going to run some sort of for loop. And we're going to say for, we're going to say int I equals to 0, I for example is less than, we put a x dot size, whatever the size of the array of the vector, and we're going to increment the I, and now the fun begins. And because we're going to do C out for example, and we put the element, we're going to put x, and we put the element which is the I here. So what we mean by this one is pushback. You guys going to see this one. That's how we're going to access like that with the element. But now it's very murky and very little bit complicated. But as we go through the examples, then I'm going to explain to you guys what it means. So in the next video, we're going to start coding about the vectors, and you guys are going to be expert in no time. Okay guys, if you guys have any question or comment, leave in comment box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.
You